Welcome to Astrocast.tv, your source for news and information about astronomy and our solar system. Now, here are your hosts, NASA JPL Solar System Ambassadors, Greg Redfern and Dr. Lori Figge.
It's episode 8, and in this episode, I'll be talking about how astronomical history was made last month when, for the first time ever, an asteroid was predicted with near 100% certainty to impact the Earth. And it did.
Is it a planet or is it not? The great debate continues about Pluto ever since the International Astronomical Union, or IAU, announced a new definition for the word planet.
On October 22nd, the Indian Space Research Organization's Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle successfully launched the 1,380-kilogram Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft into a lunar transfer orbit. Chandrayaan-1 will conduct mineralogical and chemical mapping of the lunar surface.
About 3 times a second, a 10,000-year-old stellar corpse sweeps a beam of gamma rays toward Earth. Discovered by NASA's Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope, the object, called a pulsar, is the first one known that only blinks in gamma rays.
NASA's Interstellar Boundary Explorer mission, or IBEX, successfully launched from the Kwajalein Atoll Ocean at 1:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Sunday. IBEX will be the first spacecraft to image and map dynamic interactions taking place in the outer solar system. More on IBEX later in the show.
On September 28, 2008, Space Exploration Technologies Corp., SpaceX, announced that their Falcon 1 launch vehicle has successfully launched and achieved Earth orbit. With this key milestone, Falcon 1 becomes the first privately developed liquid fuel rocket to orbit the Earth. Falcon 1 lifted off at 23:15 UTC from the Reagan test site on Omelek Island at the U.S. Army Kwajalein Atoll.
Dr. Galler, how old is Jupiter?
Well, Anne, Jupiter is estimated to be about 4.56 billion years old. In fact, all the planets, dwarf planets, comets, asteroids, and all other material in our solar system, including the Sun, is estimated to be that age. We're all formed out of the same nebula that form the solar system. You can take a look at Jupiter and its moons for yourself in a small telescope like I'm holding here. Try it sometime and enjoy the views.
Astronomical history was made last month when, for the first time ever, an asteroid was predicted with near 100% certainty to impact the Earth. Asteroid 2008 TC3 was discovered on October 6, 2008 by University of Arizona astronomers using a 60-inch telescope atop Mount Lemmon in Arizona. Within just 19 hours, a 3-meter or 10-foot-long interloper from the asteroid belt was discovered and determined to have a near 100% chance to impact the Earth over Sudan. Confirming observations were obtained that indicated that the space rock entered the Earth's atmosphere at the predicted time and location. The detonation of the asteroid occurred at about 37 kilometers or 22 miles high in our atmosphere and had the equivalent of over 1,000 tons of TNT and energy. Earth is hit by an asteroid of this size about once a month. Larger asteroids and comets present a clear and present danger to modern civilization due to the immense destructive power that is unleashed in an impact. Learn more on astrocast.tv/blog.
On October 19, 2008, NASA launched the Interstellar Boundary Explorer, or IBEX, from the South Pacific to learn more about the solar system's final frontier. IBEX operates on 82 watts of power. That's about the same as a typical light bulb and will orbit around the Earth at a distance of nearly 5/6 of the way to the Moon. IBEX will be collecting high-speed atoms from the heliosphere and will keep track of the direction the particles came from, their mass, and their energy in order to map the shape and density of the heliosphere. The heliosphere is an area that contains the planets, the Sun, and the solar wind, and is surrounded by the heliopause, where the hot solar wind slams into cold interstellar material. The heliosphere acts as a shield for our solar system, warding off most of the galactic cosmic rays that would otherwise penetrate into the Earth's orbit and make human spaceflight much more dangerous. Recent data indicate that the Sun's protective bubble may be shrinking and weakening, and that may mean more galactic cosmic rays in our future, which could cause additional damage to the Earth's ozone layer and may cause damage and mutation to DNA.
Previous episodes, we reported on servicing Mission 4 to the Hubble Space Telescope, which was scheduled to lift off on October 14th with Space Shuttle Atlantis. Subsequently, HST suffered a major hardware malfunction of the Science Instrument Control and Data Handling System, which caused a flurry of activity by NASA to determine a hardware fix so that science operations could resume. NASA rescheduled SM-4 to early February 2009 in order to keep the shuttle flight manifest intact and make modifications to the repair mission that would allow for the installation of critical hardware. NASA was able to power up Side B of the data handling system and establish a working interface with HST Science Instruments on October 16th. However, further tests demonstrated the need for additional problem solving before HST can be brought back online for science operations. Read more about it on my blog at astrocast.tv.
Pluto, to be or not to be, a planet that is what many astronomers have been debating since August of 2006 when the International Astronomical Union, IAU, announced a new definition for the word planet which excluded Pluto. According to the definition, a planet must orbit the Sun, be nearly round in shape, have cleared the neighborhood around its orbit, and not be a moon. Pluto fails the third criterion. The IAU went further to classify Pluto as a dwarf planet. We know that Pluto is very icy, has at least 3 moons, Charon, Hydra, and Nix, and has very similar characteristics to a growing family of trans-Neptunian objects. If the historical meaning of planet is kept, then Pluto is still a planet. However, if the increasing body of scientific information is used to create a taxonomy for all the objects in our solar system, then the Club of 9 would no longer exist. To hear more about the issue, check out a very entertaining public debate held at the Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Lab between Dr. Mark Sykes of the Planetary Science Institute and Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson of the American Museum of Natural History at gpd.jhuapl.edu. You can also find links and more information on my blog site on www.astrocast.tv/blog.
The Great Worldwide Star Count runs through the 3rd of November, so if you haven't gotten a chance to participate in that program to count stars in the constellation of Cygnus in the Northern Hemisphere or Sagittarius in the Southern Hemisphere, check out my segment from the October 2008 episode of Astrocast.tv and submit your observations online to the Great Worldwide Star Count. We would love to hear about Astrocast viewers' experience, so send me an email and let me know what you found out. Through the end of 2008, Venus will be climbing higher and higher in the western sky. You can see it during evening twilight this month as the bright star-like object above the western horizon. Look for Venus close to the 4-day-old thin crescent moon on the 1st of November, and 2 days later on the 3rd, the crescent moon passes just below the planet Jupiter. If you're up before the sun rises this month, be on the lookout for bright Saturn in the southeastern sky. Saturn rises about 5 hours before the sun for most of the month of November. On the 21st of the month, the moon will be close by. In the southwestern sky in the mornings, you will see the bright stars of the winter hexagon, including Sirius, the brightest star in the nighttime sky, and other stars from Orion and neighboring constellations.
Remember to visit us at www.astrocast.tv, where you can watch archived episodes of astrocast.tv and follow our blogs and links to more information about our stories. You can also ask our science advisor, Dr. Harold Geller, an astronomy question.
For all of us here at astrocast.tv, I'm Greg Redfern.
And I'm Lori Figge.
Tune in next time as we learn more about the wonders and mysteries of the universe in which we live and explore.
Thanks for watching Astrocast. For more information on astronomy and our solar system, come visit us at astrocast.tv.